NFL game for Sunday. We're going to look at Cincinnati at Baltimore. Big game in the AFC North Division. VR, Baltimore. Here's a team 2 years ago. They were the Super Bowl champs. Last year they fell to 8-8.
Clock struck 12 for Cinderella last
year. Definitely. But we've got a Cincinnati team here that, the knock on them is they can't win the big game. They've gone to the playoffs 3 years in a row.
Sexy team every year.
Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket gets them through the season, gets to the playoffs and chokes. And a lot of people, were surprised he got the contract extension that he got. But I got to look at it this way. The guys, this is going to be his fourth year in the league. 3 straight years takes the team to the playoffs. How many teams in the NFL? It's an elite group. If you go through and look, how many teams have made the playoffs 3 years in a row?
I agree, but this is the year they got to break through, and here's why. They brought everything you can ask for to surround Dalton for the type of contract he got. And what I mean by that is simple. They brought over Gary Kubiak, one of the best offensive minds in football. Few could argue that. They have another wide receiver in Smith now. To go along with an arsenal of tall wide receivers. They have an upgraded offensive line. So it should be even a more efficient offense for Dalton. We already know they play good defense in Cincinnati. The question for me is, and I'm setting you up nicely here, this looks to me like the Marco trap. Because when I handicap this game, without even checking what wise guys are on or anything like that, I saw that every trend and stat pointed to Baltimore, and here's why. You have a Baltimore team that doesn't lose at home. They're 20-4 straight up the last 4 years. They average losing 1 game a season at home. Why should this be the game? Number 2, you look at the series. The favorite has won and covered 5 straight in this game. The home team won 8 of the last 10 in this series. All trends point there. Why shouldn't I just unload on Baltimore like it's free money?
Well, you did set me up real nice, and you know what? This one is my
wait. Cincinnati lost their offensive and defensive coordinators, too. Let's toss that in there, too.
Somebody had to take the fall for losing in the first round of the playoffs.
New coaches.
But you know what? This is my free pick, VR. I'm going to go ahead and make it official. You set me up great. He said the Marco trap game, and yes, this is one of those Marco trap games. Let's just stop and look. You've got a line, as VR said, when you saw 2.5, and 2.5's a number, and I know I'm going to get criticized from a lot of people when they say that, 2.5, you got to grab the favorite. That 3 is such a big number in the NFL. But if you go back and look at road dogs plus 2.5 for the history of the NFL, that is a winning proposition. And what it does to me when I see that, it's a trigger point. I'm going to break that game down, and I'm going to say, which way does the public going to go? What are they going to think about this game? And VR said it. Baltimore's a team that doesn't lose at home. When you're only laying 2.5, and I might add, the 2.5 is now 1.5. Money has come in. If this line's so low, where's the money coming from that's driving it down to 1.5?
Wise guy money.
It is definitely. You look at a team that doesn't lose at home, and they just basically got to win the game. The public sees numbers anytime it's under that field goal. In their mind, mentally, they just got to win the game, which is basically what has to happen. I like Cincinnati in this game. Cincinnati is the best team in the AFC North. That pains me to say. Everybody knows I'm a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I came from Pittsburgh. Cincinnati, far and away, got the best talent up and down the roster in this division. And I say they win this division again. I say Baltimore and Pittsburgh will battle it out to see who's going to be second. I think both teams are going to fight for mediocrity. You're looking at best, with Pittsburgh and Baltimore, I'd look at 8-8, 9-7 if one of these teams get on a roll. But this is not their years. Cincinnati will dominate the division. I like Cincinnati here. I think they set the tone for the season, and I do. All the weapons that Andy Dalton has, it's going to be good. This offense scored a lot of points down the stretch last year. They won 5 of their last 6 games to close out the season, and they scored 34 points or more in 4 of those final 6 games last year during the regular season, and they have absolutely upgraded this offense. And this offense will score, and that's only going to make the defense that much better because they also have a running back that they can play ball control with and have that big play downfield. So this is a dangerous team.
No Ray Rice either for Baltimore.
No Ray Rice for Baltimore at the beginning. So let's go ahead and make Cincinnati, our play. I like Cincinnati. I've got them winning the game outright, 23-17. Yeah, it's an AFC North game, so I'm not looking for a ton of points in this one, as Baltimore still brings it on defense. They try to, but it's not the same Baltimore defense that we saw in the old days. So
I like the under. I like the under. 2 new offensive coordinators, rookie center. I like the under.
all right, there you go. Hey, head on over to phillygodfather.com or wagertalk.com. Check out all the videos, podcasts. Check out the forums for more winning information to make you a better this weekend.